Cosmos with Bailey. I'm Bailey and I'm a clairvoyant psychic medium and spiritual healer based in New Zealand. Welcome. I know that this is a little bit of an update and a little bit of a different, just an update video. And then I went and made all those posts in my community about not doing videos, so this isn't really an insight video. This is more so an update and more relaxed. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what's been going on with me and my services, and a little bit of a life update and where I'm going, what I'm doing, and a little bit about I'm feeling really inspired by business and intuition and higher business and the feminine energy. I talk a lot about this over on my Instagram. And when we infuse intuition and higher cosmic energies into business, it's actually very common sense. This isn't woo-woo or anything like that. It actually makes business and life easier and more enjoyable or more pleasurable. And we sort of move out of this very base level, boring, masculine, like old world masculine business mentality, where we can't actually enjoy the journey of creating finances or abundance or life. And also with the masculine and feminine energies, it's very different as to how those energies express in business. And the way that a woman does business is going to be so different to how a man does business. And I'm also very passionate about getting women working in their feminine energy, and it's so different in the body. I've talked about this in another video with the chakras and why you don't want to balance your masculine and feminine energy, and you just want to work with enhancing more joy and pleasure in your masculine or feminine energy and the energy that you're more resonant with. For me, of course, I resonate more with the divine feminine energy, so that's the energy I want to infuse more into my life. But even for me, the divine feminine energy can make your life so much more easier and work at getting pleasure and joy into your masculine energy in your business and finances. Okay, so I wanted to give a little bit of a life update about what I've been through and demons and business and whatnot, and I sort of, what am I going to talk about? I went through this experience and to do with finances, and I talk a lot about finances and business and spiritual energies and whatnot, and how there's a lot of stuff that can happen with financial manipulation, and there's usually entities or someone else's ill intent involved and demons. And I was having a chat and I had a very not nice experience financially, and I have struggled financially for a very long time because of what was going on spiritually and energetically in my life. And so when people get stuck in a lower realm of finances and business, it can literally have something to do with your energy body and moving into more pleasure and joy. And when we incarnate into, like abuse or family dynamics or ways of life where there's a lot of abuse or sexual trauma, or we've had some really not nice things happen to us, it can be so hard to move out of that frequency as an adult and move into more abundant ways of living your life, especially if you have had physical, sexual abuse and stuff like that. And energetically, I feel comfortable talking about this stuff as a healer because I know how to remove it. I know there's a lot of people out there who talk about this stuff and have no idea what they're talking about. I've literally seen people calling themselves healers and being like, well, if you just ignore the trauma, then the trauma isn't there, and that's not quite how it works. And there's just a lot of misinformed and misaligned individuals out there that probably have good intentions, but they're not trained or initiated to be talking about trauma removal or sexual abuse and how to get someone into a high frequency or get them up on that honey pathway that involves the soul and the soul energies. You are not going to move out of financial stress and whatnot if you haven't done basic inner child work. And there's just some very, very basic healing stuff that can happen to move you into more abundance in your own energy, and thus you are more open to abundance around you. It starts within. So as I was saying, I had like a very not nice experience, and when it comes to demons, I don't know if I want to talk about that actually. What else do I want to talk about? All I'm going to say is that when someone doesn't want to move out of a certain frequency, or they are enjoying pulling other people down, there's probably a demonic influence behind it, or some type of entity. But and I was talking to Daniel from Spain, who has been watching my videos for ages, and we're friends, and he was saying, and he's very in tune and very spiritually aware of what's going on and picks up stuff all the time. And shout out to Daniel from Spain. And I was messaging him, and we were talking about demons, and he said demons do not want to change their life. They want to stay in that frequency, and they want to pull others down. So there are people in that frequency when it comes to finances and business or a relationship, whatever, where they don't want to change out of that frequency. They're enjoying being victimized. They're enjoying bullying people. And it's just funny that you said that, because I was thinking that that's what it is. And the person that was attacking me and interfering in all aspects of my life, and me trying to move into more abundance, just would not leave me alone. And there was obviously I dreamt there was a demon behind it, but then I thought, well, how does this demon attach to this person? And there has to be a resonance of wanting to not change. And it's just very interesting. But yeah, there's people that do want to move out of a frequency, and there's people that don't. Mostly, there's just a lot going on. Okay, so yeah, so I was going to talk about business and eclipses and full moons and new moons and equinoxes, because what has happened is there was an equinox on the 21st of March. I think that was the date. Here in New Zealand, we're moving into winter. I think it's the spring equinox elsewhere. And that is the mark when we move into the new equinox on the 21st. And this isn't woo-woo. This is common sense, and this can help you in business and finances, because when you become aware of cosmic cycles and stuff that is going on a higher level, you are better able to intuitively guide yourself. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You are better able to intuitively guide yourself in your decisions when you educate yourself on the full moons and the new moons and the equinoxes and the eclipse gateways or windows when they open. We just came through an eclipse gateway of 2 eclipses, and there was one on the 8th, and I literally dream of when there's full moons and eclipses, like a dream, you're waiting for this date, or there's something that's opening up energetically for me to move through into higher energies. And sometimes literally you have to experience things and move with the currents and the flows of the cosmos and business and art and life and whatnot. And there's a higher nature to sometimes things are experiencing, and when we open up and start working with those energies and become aware of them, life becomes a lot more easier to navigate, and we become a lot more trusting of what we're experiencing, and we're able to make informed, wise decisions for the current of our life and what we're flowing within and what we're feeling and picking up. Men can pick up a lot of stuff if they're listening to their intuition to do with business, and if you educate yourself and when the eclipses are happening and the equinoxes and whatnot, you're better able to make informed business decisions. And if you just a lot of people make videos online, this eclipse means that, this eclipse or the equinox means that. It's not really, because we're so unique and independent within. There may be, basic themes, but we will experience them based off what is going on in our energy and our life. So when you become aware of those gateways and portals, and there's stuff happening and you're feeling stuff, you can be like, okay, maybe I should hold off until after the eclipse before I say yes to that business, or I'm really feeling like I maybe need to take a break from this and let things settle down. And you can read energies so much more easily, and it makes your life easier when you become aware of the vaster workings of energy. So we just have come through the equinox, and it is actually the true New Year's. Excuse me. It's actually the true New Year's. So a lot of people talk about the 1st of January as the true New Year, as the New Year. It's actually not. On the astrological wheel, we're moving from Pisces when the equinox into Aries. So the 21st of March is a brand new astrological cycle because we move from Pisces, the old, into Aries, the beginning of a new chapter or cycle. And this is why I say you should book a business reading after the equinox, because you've just finished a whole year cycle, and there are cycles within cycles within cycles, and usually there's a whole bunch of new energies that open up after the 21st of March. And then we just had an eclipse on the 8th of April. So it was a big window of energies that were releasing and opening. And it's almost like, I think for some of us, it's just this opening of the crown chakra and being very aware of high energies and wanting to work with them. So there's a lot going on. It's very opening and it's flowing and it feels good in the body. Yeah, and that's why I say, if you want a business reading, now's a really good, I'm not open just yet, but I will be soon, but after equinox, especially that March equinox, it's a really good time to get a business reading because you're beginning a new energetic cycle. And also I work in 3 years of business. I look at business on a grand vast scale. It's very interesting. I absolutely love connecting in with people and how they do business and what's going on for them, and it's very interesting, and usually you start to see themes and things that are working through people while doing psychic readings of business and whatnot and finances. Okay, is that all that I had to say? Because that was a little bit about business and finances and trauma and equinoxes and the moons. And when we become a little bit more aware of these things, we can work with them, and it actually makes our life a lot easier. So I really do love to work with business and eclipses and full moons, new moons. And just when you're aware of those dates and the lead up to those dates, it can make your business decisions. And you're not sort of just being like, why am I feeling like a poop? Or like, why are all these people at me? And you're better able to sort of govern the energies and become aware of what's going on and why you're feeling a certain way. As I said, eclipses are usually quite intense, and we just had like this massive eclipse gateway. And these things affect business, these things affect your energies, these things affect your life path. And it's just very handy to become aware of those things and to start working with energies in that way and open up to vaster things. And they can most definitely help you with finances and business and whatnot, and you can infuse these higher energies into what you're doing, and you get spiritual support, you get higher intuition, your crown chakra. So I've got the crown chakra clearing over on my Etsy shop, but the crown chakra is so important. And I had someone, Daniel, message me, and there was something to do with the crown chakra that happened a few days ago. And it's become a lot more easier for some of us to tune into energies and receive energies and then sort of guide ourselves in amongst stuff with clarity. I think that's a really big one. Or just becoming very, very aware that you could do things differently, or you want to do things easier. That's a really big thing with divine feminine energy in business, that she actually makes things a lot easier. With intuition, common sense, auric work, psychic energies and whatnot. And it can be a lot of fun and a lot of excitement as well, and it does open up different revenues, and you don't have to sit in that old business energy that's just like, and it just doesn't work. And I know for women as well, when you don't have that feminine flow, and you're trying to do business in the old ways, it doesn't work. Maybe you're really creative and intuitive. Maybe you want to be a stay-at-home mom or work 3 days a week or stay at home. There's ways that you can do business, or you like doing multiple things at once. I know for me, I'm never going to be a 9 to 5er. That's just not who I am. But with the feminine energy, and for a woman, some of the most successful intuitive women have their hands in many, many things at once, and it works, and they just know what they're doing. And usually with women like this, an outsider may look at them and be like, they're not doing anything, blah, 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 this happens to me all the time. I'm like, actually, no, I'm working away, I'm receiving intuitions, I'm guiding myself. And it's such a different way of doing business. But I know other women in my circle, and they are very similar, but they have their very unique ways of working with energies and building and governing businesses with that feminine flair and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, there was just a very quick tune-in, I guess, about business and energies and whatnot, and the feminine and the masculine. I did post some stuff about self-sacrificial business and men. I do feel like, yeah, there's definitely a little bit of a calling for more easier ways of doing business and making money, and I think things are moving and grooving and opening up, and we're probably all wanting things a little bit lighter and a little bit more easier and a little bit more happier. And there's just already so much strife happening in different areas of the world, and I think sometimes we can forget that by adding more happiness and joy into the earthly realm, we're helping more of that energy to come in. And when more people see there's a different way of working with energies and opening up to things, you're just inspiring and opening up a new way of doing things that is so much more easier and enjoyable. And we really do need it. It is time for us to leave the old age of suffering and ego and, us against them. And it is time for us to open up to higher, vaster energies and create things in life with that higher intuition and intention and flow and creativity. Oh my goodness me, that felt really good in my body. I'm feeling really good. I'm just, I'm okay. I'm taking a break. After my experience of removing the demon out of my aura, I had this dream and someone was like, Bailey, your aura has returned back to vibrant white light. And it was so interesting because I felt my joy to be and my happiness return, and I'm a Leo, my Leonian personality come back, and I had lost my sparkle and my joy and my ability to enjoy my life. I'm a very positive person naturally. So it's very interesting. And if you feel like you're stuck in negativity when it comes to finances and business and whatnot, sometimes it could actually be that you're after an energy healing, or you need some type of energy work done, or you need to get some guidance as to what's going on, because it's so common for people to try and block things. Especially if they're not spiritually open or aware or empowered themselves. Okay, do I have anything else to say? No, other than the fact that I'm really excited. The energies feel very, very different, and please do send a message through the DMs at the moment. I'm not open for services, but I have been dreaming of people watching my videos and having experiences. And right now I have the time to have a chat and whatnot, and for the live Q&A that will come up sometime soon. So send in what you've been experiencing. I would love to hear it. I would love to connect in. I probably won't have the time or the space to offer that in the future. So right now is a really good time to send in your insights or what you've been experiencing, or if you watch my videos and had some very interesting things happen, I would love to hear. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that was helpful.